Is the central government penalizing the state of Karnataka for not voting for them? Well, that is the allegation that the Congress government in Karnataka is levelling against the Modi government. In fact, today the entire government came to Delhi and made the point that the centre had deliberately cut its share of tax funds, despite the fact that Karnataka is the second highest taxpayer in the country. Question is this tax tyranny real or imagined? We'll talk about that in just a minute. Before that, though, a quick look at all that happened today. Karnataka was in protest mode in Delhi today. The entire cabinet of the state flew down to the national capital to be heard and seen on an issue they say is critical to the state. Funds, more specifically, funds from the centre. The charge is twofold. One, despite being the second highest tax collector in the country, the state's tax devolution has been cut to 3.64% from 4.7%. Something they say has led to a loss of 62,000 crore rupees in the last 5 years. To add insult to injury, the Sidda government says the money to offset this loss, some 5,500 crores that was promised to them, has now been denied to them by the centre. They say this is deliberate, this is cheating, and their complaints have fallen to deaf ears. The hashtag of their protest? My tax, my right.
We are raising this issue of discrimination meted out by government of India, particularly state of Karnataka, and also the states of southern India.
We are very confident our strike, our protest will be fruitful. Injustice has to be given. They can't deny it. All the papers, all the documents, all the numbers are very perfect. Whatever we are presenting is fact.
जो टैक्स का पैसा है वो टैक्स के पैसा कर्नाटका को सही देने के लिए यहाँ आज सारे लोग आया है। आज आके बैठ के यहाँ धरना प्रदर्शन करेंगे और सरकार को चिल्ला के और जो सोया है सरकार कुंभकर्ण जैसा सरकार को जगाने के लिए।
The BJP was quick to react with two protests of their own, one in Parliament and the other more dramatic one in Bangalore, where its leaders came with locks wanting to lock the Chief Minister's office. Why the locks? Because the BJP said the Chief Minister doesn't work, he only complains.
सिद्धरामैया चीफ मिनिस्टर नाटक कर रहे हैं। यहाँ हर एक फ्रंट में विफल हो गया है। फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस है, फार्मर बहुत ही मुश्किल में है और आत्महत्या कर रहे हैं। एक नया पैसा भी ड्रॉट के लिए रिलीज नहीं किया है। डेवलपमेंट जीरो है। उनका ही एमएलएज उनके खिलाफ हो गए हैं। अभी उनको डर है कि उनके ही एमएलए लोकसभा से पहले उनको खिलाफ हो जाएंगे, रिवोल्ट हो जाएंगे। उसको दबाने के लिए वो दिल्ली लेके नाटक कर रहे हैं।
But the real fireworks were reserved for later. The Prime Minister came to Parliament and fired missiles at the Karnataka and Kerala governments that have accused the centre of being partial to North Indian states when it comes to funds. He called this South versus North narrative divisive and dangerous.
आदरणीय सभापति जी, ऑक्सीजन कोविड के समय हमारे यहाँ ऑक्सीजन की संभावनाएं पूर्वी कार्य में जो उद्योग है उसके देश के पूरे देश को ऑक्सीजन की जरूरत थी। अगर उस समय पूरब के लोग कह करके बैठ जाते ऑक्सीजन को हम नहीं दे सकते, हमारे लोगों की जरूरत है, देश को कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, क्या होता देश का? उन्होंने संकट झेल करके भी देश को ऑक्सीजन पहुंचाया। देश के अंदर ये भाव तोड़ने का क्या प्रयास हो रहा है? क्या इस प्रकार से देश को हमारा टैक्स, हमारे मनी किस भाषा में बोला जा रहा है? ये देश के भविष्य के लिए नया खतरा पैदा करने वाली बात है।
The BJP backed their fireworks with some numbers as well. They say while Karnataka complains of not getting funds in proportion to their contribution to the central tax pool,
Fact is, the devolution of taxes to the state under the Modi government is actually 250% higher than the UPA regime.
Government of Karnataka, using taxpayers' money, has given full-page national newspaper advertisement. Disaster management 6196 crore and capital investment 6280 crore. दोनों मिलाकर के 12,476 is what is the amount. But disaster management 6196 crore has been given. अगर हमने disaster relief के लिए पैसा दे दिए, ये कैसे एडवर्टाइजमेंट में जीरो डाल रहे हैं? ये सब बातें सिर्फ एक मानसिकता से निकलता है, वो अलगाववाद मानसिकता है.
And so the fight continues. Next in line, Kerala, that will be staging protests in the national capital against the centre tomorrow. Tamil Nadu says they will join in as well.
Let me go for a quick chat with my guest this evening, GS Prashant is spokesperson of BJP Karnataka, joining us on the broadcast. Tushar Gupta is a political analyst. Sathya Prakash is spokesperson of the Congress party, and Madhavan Narayan is a senior journalist joining us as well on the broadcast. Mr. Sathya Prakash, I'm going to start with you. The entire cabinet, led by the Chief Minister of Karnataka, flew down to Delhi today to protest. I think they have made their point very clear. Now, this is how the BJP and Nirmala Sitharaman is responding. Nirmala Sitharaman is saying, look, the fact is that the amount of freebies that they have promised in the state of Karnataka is worth some 60,000 crore rupees. We'll take that much money. They don't have the money. So now they're trying to shift the blame on us to say that we are giving tax to the central pool, but the center is not giving us anything back. How can we fulfill the promises that we made? That this is political more than economic.
Shreya ji, you need to understand, the guarantees are not a problem. All the 5 guarantees we have fulfilled in the last 8 months. And all the money is kept for that, and it is running successfully. The problem why we are today on the streets is, mehnat kare murgi, anda kaaye fakir. This is the problem. The murgi, Karnataka murgi is giving second highest taxes to the center. And what we are getting in return is, for every 100 rupees that we are giving, we are getting a meager 13 rupees. While Gujarat, the home state of Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, is getting 28 rupees. That is the problem at hand. While we are contributing so high to the centre's kitty, what we are getting back is an axe and cooperative federalism, which Modi professed when he was a CM. Today, Modi is thundering in the parliament. But when he was a chief minister, he was saying the center should adopt cooperative federalism. What has happened to that cooperative federalism today? The cooperative federalism, Modi has given an axe because 20% of the total revenue collected is through cess and surcharge. That doesn't go into the tax devolution pool. Suppose in 2014, the total cess and surcharge was around 1.5 lakhs. Today, it is around 5.5 to 6 lakh crores. That means 42% of that, nearly 2.5 to 3 crores, doesn't come into the tax devolution. Not just Karnataka. All the states across India face the axe. This is the problem that we are having. Ki kaam, dadi maa ki naam.
Okay.
We are doing all the hard work. Modi is branding himself and saying he is doing a great job for the country. This is exactly why the entire legislature of the Congress party has come to Delhi and fought against the stepmotherly treatment given to Kannadigas by Modi and BJP government.
But Mr. Sathya Prakash, two counters, and of course I'll let my guests come in and they are the ones who should be countering you. But let me just set up this debate. 2 counters to that. First of all, which is the body that decides the share that a state will get as far as tax devolution is concerned? That body is called the Finance Commission of India, which is an autonomous body. Mr. Sathya Prakash, you agree with me or not?
Yes.
It's an autonomous body. It has nothing to do with the government of India. And it is the body that decides the equilibrium between the state and the center as far as fiscal issues are concerned. Now the government is saying, why are you telling us? If you have a problem, go tell the Finance Commission. We have nothing to do with this. Secondly, the BJP argues, what is this whole talk about we give second largest tax in this country, so we should get more? Are 60% of Karnataka's tax comes from Bangalore. Does it mean that you allocate 60% of it to the city of Bangalore? No, na. This is one country. Money will go where it is required the most.
See, let me come to your first question. Okay. See, we are not telling we should not give to the states. Other states you give. But why at the cost of Karnataka? Why it should be 13 rupees for every 100? When Gujarat, also a prosperous state, is getting 28 rupees. Isn't Telangana a prosperous state? They are also getting around 28 to 30. Why are you not giving our fair share is all we are asking. You give to Bihar. You give to UP. We are not saying no. But why give at our expense is all what we are asking. We are not asking 200% or 300% like you are giving to UP. Give us a fair share. ये जो मुर्गी जो अंडा दे रहा है, if you cut the murgi and do chicken biryani, you will not get andas in future. Second point is, to Karnataka, you are taking all our revenue, but lot of people from Bihar, UP also come here. That means on one side, you are robbing our resources. On the other side, we are taking care of people of those states who are not even able to provide basic employment for them. This is exactly what we are asking. We are not against Modi saying, you please give to other states. But don't give it at the expense of us. We are also having backward districts like you exactly said. Karnataka is not just about Bangalore.
Okay. So I think you've made your point.
It's also about Gulbarga, Bidar, Koppal, Ballari.
Shreya?
I know everyone has something to say, but let me get in 1 minute. I know everyone has something to say. Let me get in the spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP in. Mr. G.S. Prasanth, please respond to what is being said. There are two other prosperous states that the Congress spokesperson has named, Gujarat and Telangana. For every 100 rupees that Gujarat is giving to the center, they are getting 28 rupees back. For every 100 rupees that Telangana is giving the center in form of tax, they are getting 30 rupees back. Why is this cheating with Karnataka? They give 100 and they get back 14. Ye to cheating hai.
Shreya, firstly, let Congress understand Constitution. Congress has never believed in Constitution, therefore, obviously, they don't know the meaning of that. Article 280 of the Constitution is very clear. The Finance Commission is set up and it's an autonomous body. Without even Congress knowing what the Constitution is, what Congress is practicing today is divisive politics. They have tried to divide the country for the past 70 years on religion, caste, and different factors. Now they are wanting to divide different territories, saying South India versus North India. And look at the statement of the Congress spokesperson. Audacity to say Biharis and people from UP will come and work here. What is that to say? India is a free country and people from each state can work in the state of their choice. Sathya Prakash or Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar cannot stop anybody. So this divisive mindset of the Congress has to stop. And they're only trying to politicize an issue. And look at the administration. There is zero development in Karnataka. They don't have money because they are spending money on Telangana and Chhattisgarh elections, giving full-page ads in Telangana and Chhattisgarh, whereas the money could have been used for development works in Karnataka. They don't do that. Instead, they go to Delhi.
Mr. Prashant,
spend taxpayers' money.
Gol mat ghumaiye.
And also, Shreya, I come to that. About the devolution of taxes, Finance Commission is autonomous body. In the 14th Finance Commission, what is the devolution? And then after the Modi government has taken over, what was devolution of taxes which was happening to the states earlier? Now it is 42%. Earlier it was much lesser, which means the pie has increased, the share has increased, and each state is getting its due. And you also should not forget, 40 or 50 years ago, when Karnataka got all the public sector enterprises like BEML, HAL, ISRO, which means Karnataka was given preference then compared to other states. So definitely when the country is growing and when we're looking at Viksit Bharat and Vikas and Virasat, we should ensure that all states have to be developed. And this particular logic of Congress saying that we are paying, we should get more is devoid of merit and has to be treated as baseless because they're trying to politicize an issue and only doing drama in Delhi, whereas they should have done governance in Karnataka, which is at the lowest point in the last many years now.
Okay, let me get in Madhavan Narayan here. Madhavan Narayan, you're someone who understands economics. You know, a lot of big numbers have been thrown to us by the Karnataka government. In fact, all major newspapers have carried those big ads that all of us have seen. To be fair to them, whoever gave out the graphics has made it very clearly. So we were in a position to understand what Karnataka is saying. Now, the BJP's counter also is, and I heard this in a press conference that was done by Tejasvi Surya, that if you look at the actual numbers, the amount of tax devolution for Karnataka in the last 10 years of the Modi government has actually jumped 250%. अब देखो numbers हैं, you can interpret them whichever way you want to. You know, these are a bit like the BARC TRP numbers. Every channel will interpret it according to the way they want to. The BJP is also saying if you just look at the grants, the amount of funds given in grants to Karnataka has risen by 244% compared to the UPA regime under Prime Minister Modi. So why are you saying that we are cheating you? We are not cheating you. If anyone is cheating you, it's the Finance Commission. हमको क्यों बोल रहे हो?
I think, Shreya, I'm here to, as usual, your panelists, including political analysts with leanings towards the government, and some of them will be leaning against the government. They say things, and, spokespersons say things. These are all tuto mama. Let me explain things conceptually. Prashant, who's from BJP, made a very interesting point the other day. I want to bring it into context. He said that, HAL and Bharat Electronics were all set up in Bangalore during Nehru's time. Of course, it means a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, Karnataka got a lot of things early after independence. Now you can credit Mr. Nehru for that, because Nehru doesn't get credit. Today, if IITians are founding startups, because this was during Nehru's era that IITs set up. So you can slice and dice things across time or space, depending on which way you look at it. So it's essentially a battle of the narratives. So let's come to the toast or the hard issues involved in this. One of the problems, Shreya, is that, grants are being suddenly, factoids are being thrown from both sides. What we need here are not factoids, random graphics, but a real systematic study and the underlying principles. This country is based on two things. One is Finance Commission takes care of only essentially the income tax devolution. There are four aspects to center-state finances: income tax, GST, outlays of public sector companies and government departments, including Highway, National Authority of Highway. And then we can even bring in public sector banks and the loans they disperse. All of them will involve a center-state angle. Let me put things in perspective for your reader, because numbers can only confuse you without a proper conceptual understanding of where we stand. Let me look at the south. It's not just Karnataka. Tamil Nadu has also been talking about GST collections from Tamil Nadu versus the share received by Tamil Nadu. Then Kerala is a very special case, because $15 billion is 1,15,000 crores every year roughly comes into Kerala, where remittances from Gulf. That stabilizes the rupee, which is what makes edible oil cheaper in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Because without forex stability, your imported oil from sunflower oil from Ukraine will be costly in UP. So we are an interconnected economy. Let us first recognize that ekta mein shakti hai. But uske baad, you need a proper justice, because you cannot simply apportion things. I have covered Finance Commission before. One important thing is, although it is autonomous, it has members are appointed by the central government, and also the terms of reference are given by the central government. So it is about as autonomous as an enforcement directorate or CBI. There are references. But having said that, Finance Commission is transparent in its dealing. So let us be very clear that Finance Commission alone is not the issue. GST, for instance, 50% is spent by the central government. So if you're going to build an airport in Noida, Jewar or Ayodhya infrastructure with some of the funds that come in from GST, Karnataka has reason to grumble, say, why not build something in Saravannapalagula or Udupi? Because Karnataka people will say, I want a big Krishna temple in Udupi. So these things can go on. What we need, now let me make my final point, because I want your viewers to remember that don't get misled by data thrown by either side. What we need are objective studies by fiscal economists. We seem to be forgetting economists and confusing party spokespersons and random analysts with economists. So we need a study of various kinds of devolution, including GST, loan allocation, as well as outlays to things like airports. So now let me complete by saying only one thing. We had a center-state commission called the Sarkaria Commission. the government is talking about a white paper on 10 years of the economy. We could do with a white paper from either side on this. Various aspects, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala can get together and file a common white paper. Let it be compared with a white paper put by the government. Let it be analyzed by real people, not just random factoids,
Okay. I think you've made your point that both sides will throw numbers at us and the numbers will do nothing but confuse us. As I said, it's a bit like BARC and TRP ratings. Every channel will interpret it according to what suits them. It's as simple as that.
Shreya,
But Tushar Gupta, and then here is my final point. 1 minute.
No, Shreya, just to
Tushar Gupta,
give a
let
point
me
of
bring
GST.
Tushar Gupta in.
Shreya, just the 10 seconds for GST.
Go ahead, Mr. Prashant.
Yes, in GST, the SGST collected by the states remain with the states. It doesn't go to the center pool. And in IGST collections, 50% comes back to the states. Only the CGST portion gets on to the center kitty, which comes back as devolution. Therefore, this thing of saying that the SGST doesn't go, SGST also goes to the center kitty is wrong. SGST remains completely with the state. IGST 50% comes back to the state immediately.
Okay.
And the finance minister has also clarified in the parliament. Whereas Congress chief minister does a press conference, but let him come out and talk in the assembly with facts and figures. Then we'll see the legal action to be taken. If he's talking facts or figures, or he's trying to only do politics there.
Why are you afraid of the Karnataka chief minister
One
coming
minute.
to Delhi?
Sathya Prakash, I'll give you 10 seconds before I get in, Tushar.
Why are you afraid? It is, in a democracy, protest is a democratic right. Why are you afraid of a Karnataka chief minister coming to Delhi and protesting?
You keep
against the
protesting.
fiscal...
People will teach you a lesson.
Okay, gentlemen, I need to get in Tushar Gupta now. Ho gaya. Gentlemen, Mr. Sathya Prakash, Mr. Prashant, let's get in Tushar Gupta. Tushar Gupta, therefore, I come to my final point. Here is a state that feels cheated, right? The numbers that they are giving us seem to be reasonable. They are, and we don't need to confuse it. The simple numbers that Karnataka is giving is that if we pay 100 rupees to the central government as form of taxes, we are only getting 14 rupees back, while Gujarat is getting 28 rupees back and Telangana, which is another prosperous state, is getting 30 rupees back. They're saying, we don't have a problem if you give Bihar and UP. We don't have a problem about that. But at least let what you're giving us be proportionate to what we are giving you. If the Karnataka government is saying this, how is it being divisive? How is this separatist agenda? I don't want to talk about Mr. D.K. Shivakumar's brother. What he said was stupid. But I want to talk about the protest today and why the Prime Minister thinks this is dangerous and divisive.
Good evening, Shreya. Always a pleasure to be on your show. Now, look, it's always those people who dismiss numbers that are always very verbose and have never anything intelligent to say. But there are two disclaimers we need to begin with. Firstly, this is not about how much center shares with the states. We are not talking about the volume of grants. The ad that the Karnataka government, the Karnataka Congress government took out was my tax, my right. So essentially they were implying if I am paying 100 rupees to the center, I need a proportional spending in my state. Let's make that very clear. That differentiation must be very clear. Number two, and this is to the Congress spokesperson, Karnataka is as much mine as of the other three panelists, as yours, as of any other citizen in this country. So it doesn't matter who moves to Bangalore for a job. What do they do there? It's everyone's country. Anyone from any state is welcome anywhere. It's a plug-and-play economy. Two disclaimers to begin with. Now, let's understand the devolution of taxes to the states. How does it happen? And I'm shocked none of the three panelists went to that point. There are 6 key variables as per the 15th Finance Commission on the basis of which the devolution happens. It's the population which makes up for 15%. It's the area of the state that makes up for another 15%. It's the forest or rather the ecology of the state that makes up for 10%. But the main is the income distance, 10%. Which is 45%. Then comes the entire discussion around the demography on 12.5% and whatever efforts for taxation that the state has undertaken at 2.5%. So the major criteria is income distance, which is the per capita GSDP of that state compared to the highest state. Now, if someone is saying that we are being being biased, the center is being biased against us. Absolutely not. There are 6 variables, 6 parameters that are set down by the Finance Commission. It has nothing to do with the party ruling there. It has nothing to do with the population. It has nothing to do with which election is happening. It has nothing to do with the MP MLA strength. Let's get this very clear. Now, my problem is Karnataka is saying that we are not getting the proportional spending. Where do you draw the line, Shreya? Tomorrow, someone from Bangalore, an MP or MLA of any party will say, boss, my people pay more taxes. Why are you spending it in coastal Karnataka? Why are you spending it in villages? Why are you giving free food grains to the women in villages? Tomorrow, someone will say that I come from UP, I work in Karnataka, but my family still stays in Uttar Pradesh or Bihar or any other state. Why should my tax go to Karnataka? It should go to Uttar Pradesh. Then someone will say that maybe my car is manufactured in Tamil Nadu, but I am buying it in Uttar Pradesh or in Maharashtra. I should pay the taxes here. Why should my tax or whatever GST I'm paying for the car be given to Tamil Nadu or a part of it? Where do you draw the line? This is not how it works. And I agree, it's an interconnected economy. But here's the political problem. The Karnataka Congress government made it sound that the money is being given to Uttar Pradesh or the Hindi belt states. Did anyone realize that after the 15th Finance Commission introduced these parameters, the devolution increased to Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Nagaland, and even Punjab? Now tell me, Rahul Gandhi was in Meghalaya speaking to the people saying, the center doesn't do much for you. You need to be treated fairly. You need to be given more welfare programs. But on the same day, his government, his Congress government in Karnataka says, Bhaiya, hamara paisa hame do, Meghalaya mein mat lagao, Manipur mein mat lagao. It doesn't work that way because my fear is we are a plug-and-play economy. You can go to Jammu tomorrow, start working, Arunachal, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, where? But you can't make these arguments कि भैया हमारा पैसा हमारा है, हमारा पैसा देश का है, देश के किसी भी राज्य की प्रगति हमारी है, एकता में शक्ति.
Okay, Ekta mein Shakti. Do you want to, Mr. Sathya Prakash, since the attack was on you, it's not an attack, it's actually just an argument and it's a very solid one. I will let you respond, but I'll give you 20 seconds to do it because the economic advisor to the Chief Minister of Karnataka is joining me next. So please go ahead. 20 seconds. Respond.
Shreyaji, we need to understand what is the problem between 14th Finance Commission and the 15th Finance Commission. In 14th Finance Commission, the base year taken for population was 1971. In 15th Finance Commission, it goes to 2011. That means from 1971, which of the states which have done controlled population rightly, it got stuck in the population parameter also, it got stuck in the demographic parameter also. In the demographic parameter, all those big states who didn't control their population and their TFR rate also was high, got more money in this devolution. While states like Karnataka, who controlled their population and their TFR rate was low, they suffered. This is exactly what I'm saying. To another point, what they said that, BJP has given 250% of what they used to get during UPA time. During UPA in 2004, the budget size was 4.5 lakh crores. Today, it is a whopping 45 to 50 lakh crore. How many times is the increase? The increase is more than 10 times, 9 to 10 times. Whereas what is the increase in the devolution that has happened? 2.5 times. So what are you talking about? At that time, budget was just 4.5 lakhs. Today it is 45 lakhs or 50 lakh crore, 2024-25. This is exactly what we are trying to do.
Fair point. Fair point.
Finance Commission,
as Mr. Narayan said, both...
In 2015, not even a single representative from the South was there in the Finance Commission. You tell me, how will that Finance Commission do justice for South India? Not even a single person from
the finance minister. No, the finance minister of the country is a Rajya Sabha member from Karnataka only. She is yours only. Why are you saying this?
That is exactly what our problem. Our own finance minister is doing injustice to Karnataka, and people of Karnataka will throw BJP out in 2024 May parliamentary election. Take it for granted.
Chalo, we'll see. We'll see. We'll leave it there for the moment. This was a good chat. I hope our viewers, have taken something away from it. Ho gaya. I'm done. G. Prasad, thank you very much. Tushar Gupta, thank you very much. Sathya Prakash, Madhavan Narayan. But Khatam, I have to speak to Mr. Raya Reddy, who's waiting also.
कांग्रेस का अंडा उसको मिल जाएगा ठीक है कांग्रेस का अंडा उसको मिल जाएगा इलेक्शन में अंडा जो कांग्रेस
मुर्गी मत काटो,
कांग्रेस को अंडा नहीं चलेगा।
मुर्गी को मत काटो प्रशांत, कन्नड़ का आपको भगाएंगे, कर्नाटक का
अच्छा भैया, आज मुर्गी और अंडे की बात मत करिए और
सिंगल डिजिट में लाएंगे। मुर्गी जो अंडा
Okay.
देता है ना,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू।
I have a vegetarian dinner waiting for me, so we'll just leave it there. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good night. Mr. Basavaraj, ho gaya. Mr. Basavaraj Reddy, you're the economic advisor to the Karnataka Chief Minister. You've just heard our debate as well. I want to seek your response to what the Prime Minister has said. The Prime Minister has fired at this entire North versus South narrative. He's calling it dangerous. He's calling it divisive. He's saying this is separatist. This is separatist tendencies that states like Karnataka are displaying. How do you respond to that?
See, being a Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, he should understood what is the problem of the southern states. As I told you, we have a lot of economic activities, lot of tax efforts we have. The people are paying so much tax. In return, we are not getting back for the development. He should think of that also, no? We are not against to the northern states. Let him give. Underdeveloped state should be given. We are all supporting him. But earlier, when Dr. Manmohan Singh was there in the ruling, he has given, he treat equally. Southern state also getting enough money, northern states also equaling enough money. There was a good balance, but unfortunately, I don't know why Prime Minister Modi is thinking like this. We are not dividing either south or north. We are telling that southern states are much economic activities we have. That's why I mentioned very categorically, southern states are like economic engines. Northern states are like political engines. So for economic engines, you are cutting the fuel to run the engine, but you are adding to the fuel to the political engines. You have to look after southern state also. As a Prime Minister, it is his duty to balance it.
All right, Mr. Reddy, we leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Karnataka is convinced that they are being cheated out of their fair share of money from the centre. They say if we pay the second highest amount of taxes in the country, then we deserve a little more than what we are getting. Why are you cutting down on our funding and letting other prosperous states like Gujarat and Telangana walk in with a larger chunk, walk out with a larger chunk? Support Bihar, support Uttar Pradesh if you need to, but give us something as well. So it's a debate that will continue. It's not getting over anytime soon, given that this is an election year. For the moment, though, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. There's much more coming up on the other side, a special conversation with Ashneet Grover. Do stay with us.